This is the moment of reckoning between human nature and the force of nature, the tipping point of our collective future. Join us for a selection of the best web videos on climate and energy innovation. Right here, right now, on this planet.
Today, we explore award-winning low-tech solutions to this planet's energy and pollution problems. Ashden is a UK charity that presents awards showcasing sustainable energy trailblazers. Here are 2 short videos about a novel energy savings plan in Belgium and a simple way to clean water in Cambodia.
In rural Cambodia, drinking water comes from ponds that are often contaminated. Most people make water safe by boiling it, using up dwindling supplies of wood. The country now has one of the highest deforestation rates in the world. But some can't even afford to boil the water, and 10,000 people a year die in Cambodia from diarrhea, mostly young children. Hydrologic, a commercial subsidiary of IDE, believes that part of the solution could be a simple ceramic water filter. Carefully marketed as a desirable yet affordable consumer gadget, the filter is saving trees, time, and lives.
I don't have to spend time boiling water. I can just fill the filter up and drink from the tap. Easy.
226,000 have been sold, and demand is soaring. It's named Tunsai, in honor of the wise, problem-solving animal of Cambodian fable, the rabbit. Belgian transport company De Line found a novel way of cutting energy use, reducing the amount needed to heat the interior of its trams in winter.
We shouldn't call this mobility ticket, we should call this heating ticket, because the heating of the interior of a tram in wintertime costs more than riding from A to B. Now with this smoke, we try to visualize how much hot air, how much money is coming out of the tram car every time that we open the double doors.
De Line's modifications include automatic valves to ensure just enough fresh air is heated to stop the interior from getting stuffy, and a slowing of the fans when the doors are open in winter to avoid blowing the warm air out of the tram car. The modified trams use 20% less energy, and the measures have been built into future specifications for all De Line's new trams and electric buses, as well as being fitted to the current fleet of modern vehicles.
Ashden champions sustainable energy solutions. Check out these videos on biogas, clean cook stoves, and solar power.
Across the world, biogas provides a fantastic source of clean fuel for cooking, lighting, and electricity. It is produced by breaking down organic matter like animal dung, leftover food, or even human waste.
One problem that was bothering us when we came here, how would we dispose of our waste? And when we got this, in fact, it came as a blessing. No smell, no mess.
Inside a large tank, bacteria convert wet organic waste into methane gas. And each day, the tank must be fed with waste mixed with water. The rest happens naturally. The bacteria reproduce and keep the process going. Finally, the methane gas is piped to where it is needed, for cooking or lighting. For rural families, the manure from 2 to 4 cows, or 5 to 10 pigs, can produce enough gas for all household cooking needs, and sometimes for lighting too. A family, or even a whole community, can replace a lot of its cooking fuel using just its own food waste. The gas created by waste from one market's fish stalls generates enough electricity to run 20 electric lights for 6 hours. Cooking with fires and inefficient stoves contributes to indoor air pollution, which kills more than 4 million people across the world each year. But biogas is a great alternative. It burns with a very clean flame. It's easy to control and cuts indoor air pollution to safe levels.
clean without any smell, and it's completely burnt. No much carbon, no smoke. It's a beautiful system.
There are other advantages too. Collecting manure and feeding it to a biogas plant is much less time-consuming than gathering wood and preparing a cooking fire. Biogas replaces wood, and so reduces deforestation and greenhouse gas emissions. The plants that use animal dung and human sewage also improve hygiene and sanitation.
Before we had the biogas plant, there was a terrific stench, very dirty and smelly.
If that wasn't enough, residue from dung-based biogas plants makes a fantastic fertilizer that can dramatically increase a farmer's yield. And that's why biogas is brilliant.
Initially, I was using commercial gas for cooking. I was also using charcoal and firewood. They were all very expensive. Now that I have the cows, I decided to use the dung. I've used it for over 1 year, and since then, I've never used any other fuel.
Around the world, 3 billion people rely on open fires and dirty stoves that expose them to dangerous smoke. But cleverly designed cleaner cook stoves are now available, emitting less smoke and using less fuel. Open fires are inefficient. The wood does not burn completely, and much of the heat produced does not reach the food. But even worse, they produce lots of smoke. 4.3 million people die prematurely each year from illnesses related to indoor air pollution, such as pneumonia, lung cancer, and heart disease. Gathering fuel for these fires degrades the environment, wastes time, and places a financial and physical burden on people, mainly women. Cleaner cook stoves work more efficiently, so that less fuel is needed, and they also produce less smoke.
It's better than a mud stove. It uses less wood, smokes less, and cooks much faster.
By raising the burning fuel onto a grate, more air flows in underneath, reaching the combustion chamber above and burning much more of the solid fuel and the hot gases. The combustion chamber must be well insulated, so less heat is wasted. Finally, a simple chimney on a well-designed stove can improve combustion by increasing airflow and also remove smoke from the home.
I find the new stove uses far less charcoal. Before, with the old stove, the kitchen was full of smoke and I was coughing all the time.
Clean stoves vary greatly in size and complexity, and their costs vary too. They can cost as little as $5 for a simple, efficient charcoal stove, or as much as $400 for a more industrial-sized stove. Loans and subsidy schemes are sometimes available. But these cleaner stoves can make economic sense. If the household is spending money on wood or charcoal, a cleaner stove will save money.
The traditional stove is cheaper but uses a lot more fuel. 1 kilogram of charcoal with a traditional stove lasts only 2 days, but with my new stove it may last 3 to 4 days.
Improved stoves give women back valuable time in their day. They reduce the time and the dangers involved in collecting wood. They are also more efficient and cooler, making women's lives more comfortable.
At first, I was worried about the stove. I did not trust it. But after lighting it, I felt so good and happy.
Thanks to solar lanterns and solar home systems, millions of homes across the developing world now have bright and safe lighting and power for the first time.
You actually change people's lives in real time. It's dark in somebody's house, they get a light and suddenly it's brighter. It is very fulfilling.
Solar lamps and solar home systems are powered by the sun's energy. The lamps provide a single portable light, while the home systems can supply electricity for several lights, phone chargers, and other small appliances. Solar home systems and lamps use photovoltaic or PV cells to provide electrical power. PV cells are made from semiconductor materials like silicon. They generate electricity from sunlight. Rechargeable batteries store the electricity so that it's available at night. Many families throughout the developing world don't have access to grid electricity because they're in remote areas or they can't afford it. Instead, they use candles or kerosene lamps, which are dim, smoky, and dangerous.
A kerosene lamp is dangerous because it can fall over and start a fire. Also, with kerosene, I'm always having to clean the house.
When paid for in installments, through microcredit or mobile money, solar lighting is not only safer and brighter, it's often cheaper than kerosene too. It allows everyone to see clearly after dark.
My children's future will be very bright because now they have time to read. I've also put a light in their bedroom so they can continue studying in there.
Solar power is better for business. With better light, shops, cafes and restaurants can stay open late, and cattle can be tended at night. Solar systems can also power radios and televisions. It's also simpler and cheaper to use them to charge mobile phones rather than visiting a shop. This allows people to keep in touch and access information, entertainment, and mobile money. Solar lanterns cost as little as $8 and a solar home system will cost upwards of $100. But in some countries, there are microfinance or pay-as-you-go options to help stagger payments.
The solar light is like gold. Before using firewood and kerosene, I had to blow my nose all the time because the fumes were suffocating me. But now I can live in peace and I'm happy.
For more information about Ashden and our winners, visit ashden.org.
And tell us what you think at thisplanet.tv.